Delaney family from across the waters of Quandamooka, Moreton Bay. My Indigenous ancestry is embedded in the land and waters of Quandamooka country. We are Ngugi people, who, with the Noonuncle and Gurrumpul clans, are the Quandamooka people. Closely linked with this part of my heritage is that of my father. His ancestry is that of being a descendant of a Catholic Irish American heritage of migrant origin in Australia. My world, for the first, I'd be so bold as to say, 40 years was basically my Christian way of life. I knew about my Aboriginality there because we were always from children going backwards and forwards to the island. But there was also that other side of my mother's life that, like a lot of our parents didn't talk about their Aboriginal spirituality, about their connectedness to the land. My mother went back home in the 60s, and the 70s she started to talk about things, and I started to think about it. And I suppose it was the change of the environment with government stuff, with the referendum, with a lot of things that were happening. It was opening the doors for us to think. And then within the church, you had the establishment in the 70s here in Queensland of the Aboriginal and Catholic Council, and then it was early 80s that I was asked to be part of that. And I can still remember the very first opening liturgy that I attended, and we had bishops there from the Catholic Church. We had leaders from our Aboriginal people, and then it was like an immersion. And then I started to think more about my Aboriginality then. And as you know, here, say 20 odd, nearly 30 years down the track, I believe that both my Aboriginality and my Christianity have an equal place, if you want to use the word, the temple of yourself, or whatever you want to say. I say with pride I am a Ngugi woman who happened to be a Christian along the way. Within the boundaries of the two values is an ongoing search for meaning in a new core of creativity. And it's taken a lot of time and effort and prayer and reflection and that quiet, still awareness over on the island. Long before I went back to live there, I have, over many years, the last 25 years, been part of committees and so forth there. But in my travels backwards and forwards to the island, and even staying there because Mum and Dad lived back there, it was always a time for me to take quiet time out for myself, and I have a very special place. So I've nurtured that along the way. This is the essence of the living relationship with my family and the great spirit of our dreaming, the one God of whole creation. I never ever go to bed at night. My last wakeness for the night is in prayer, but I don't lay there specifically talking to Biami, our God, our spirit, or God as God. I don't see them different. They are one. In one, there's one God there. When I talk, if I'm talking like here, I'm trying to relate to people and get people to understand and accept that yes, that same God, we have known that same God for all the thousands of years here. But I don't distinguish between praying or having quiet, still awareness with a Christian God or an Aboriginal creator spirit. It's just one. Family and place of belonging is the most important factor in a deep and meaningful relationship with nature, being the essence of nurture. In this intense relationship, the great spirit of our dreaming surrounds us and enfolds us with a sense of being part of the environment. Like anything you have to do, I mean, you learn as a child Christian way to pray the Our Father or the Rosary or the Creed or whatever it is you practice and you learn. And this quiet, still awareness that we talk about, the dairy, it's something that is instilled, traditional way of life, into children from a very young age. That their time is spent, all their childhood until the signs of puberty, in being with the women's group, the mothers, grandmothers,
to learn about that relationship with nature, stories about how the birds got their colours, why the turtle is in the sea and why the tortoise is in a billabong, and so forth and so on. It's not about any of that heavy stuff about, what life is about. It's about constantly, as a child, learning to respect the land, that the land is our very lifeblood.